Hey guys, I want to do an update on my Flavor Delight Aprium tree that I just planted back in February and show you how this thing is progressing and how it's doing in its little home here. And you can see it kind of blends in, so it's hard to tell the difference between the apricot tree and the Aprium. And I have a fig tree and a plum, so it's kind of, everything's kind of dense right here. But if I come in here, I can show you some of the details on this tree. So if you look here, this is all new growth here. So up here we can look, this is where it was trimmed to, and this is the new growth. And this thing woke up in kind of late February. So it's just, you know, just a couple months of growth. It's put on 2.5 to 3 feet. And so it's really liking this spot. So the spot is pretty much full sun. It does get a little protection over here from the plum tree in the mornings, and the apricot is shading it a little bit in the afternoon, and the sun sets over here, so it's getting the blazing afternoon sun, and it's doing just fine. It's dealing with it. Hasn't gotten super hot just yet, but I have a feeling if it's anything like this apricot tree, it's going to deal with the sun here very well. And so I'm very happy with the progress on this tree. And so I was lucky enough to get 2 fruit off of it. And so I ate one already. I've got another one inside, and I'm gonna go and we're gonna cut it open and take a look at it, and we can talk about the fruit a little bit. But what I'm hoping to do is compare it to an apricot. So if I come over here, I have, oh, yep, I guess it's ready. Down here and ready to go. So I'm going to take this inside, and what I want to do is open this at the same time as the Aprium, and we can maybe compare the differences. In case you're interested in one of these 2 fruit, we can kind of you know, decide which one's better. Now, given that this is only the first year producing, this fruit on the Aprium is only going to get better as time goes by. So the apricot definitely has an advantage because it's been in the ground for over 3 years. So what I'm going to do is go inside. I'm going to cut these open. We're going to taste them. We're going to take a look at them, and then I'll kind of wrap this video up. Okay, here are the fruit. So just kind of looking at them, they look fairly similar. One's way smaller. This is the Aprium, and this is the apricot. And I think the big size difference, a lot of that is due to the fact that this tree is much more mature than this one. This one's less than a year in the ground, and this one's been in the ground over 3 years. So kind of, that's one of the differences. But we're going to take a look at the inside. So I'm going to cut through this one. Nice, I can see the juices coming out already.
Is that the Aprium or apricot?
This is the Aprium.
Oh.
And that looks good. You can see, nice and juicy. Freestone comes right out. Now let's take a look at this apricot. This is a Katy apricot. And there it is. Also freestone. So if we squeeze these a little bit, looks like the Aprium might be just a little bit juicier so far. So, all right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bite of the Aprium and see if we can taste much of a difference here. That's really good. So this is the second Aprium I've had, and very impressed with it. It's really good. It's kind of like it tastes like a peach kind of, but not as strong as a peach. So imagine if you bought an apricot from the store and you came home and then you threw that apricot in the trash because it didn't taste anything like this. This tastes more like a light flavored peach. And so now that apricot, let's take a test here. And that's really good too. They taste very similar, these two. I must say this one seems a little bit sweeter, maybe a little bit more flavor. And it has a little bit of maybe almost like it's got some, you can taste some plum in it. So the cross between the apricot and the plum kind of comes through in the flavor in this. So it's going to be another year or two before I really know which one tastes better. But as of right now, here, let me have the camera guy here take a taste. Try this one. And then taste that. Okay.
Taste this one?
Yep, now taste the apricot. Which one do you think is better?
Apricot.
Oh, you like the apricot better. Okay, so there you have it. So I think the Aprium is just a little bit better. And the cameraman thinks that the apricot tastes a little better. So it's really a preference thing. But anyway, let me go outside. I'm going to wrap up this video. Alright guys, back to the tree here. So just kind of in short, this tree has a lot of similarities to the apricot. So this Katy apricot, Flavor Delight Aprium, growth habit's pretty similar. You can see the leaves are pretty similar when you look. The growth habit, just the amount of growth that it puts on, just a lot of similarities between these two trees. And so I always get excited when I find a tree like this that can take our Arizona sun and they can also take the cold. And so, you know, there's not a ton of trees that are like that are kind of worry-free. And I'm finding that the apricot, and so far, I'm not fully experienced on this Aprium yet, but it seems to be just kind of a give me, just one of those trees that's pretty easy to do. Pretty easy to take care of. You have to do a few precautions. You know, I wrap the trunk up. I advise doing that. I did place it here and I let this apricot tree grow out a little bit because I think as it gets really hot in the summertime, I think it's going to appreciate a little bit of shade. I planted some stuff down at the base to kind of help just cool this area off a little bit. But I think that overall this is going to be a very easy tree and it's going to grow well and produce well for me. So as time goes by, I'm hoping to get a bunch of fruit. Maybe next year I'll get a better sample of fruit and I can talk about it even more next year. But anyway, that's Flavor Delight Aprium, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.